Happy Wednesday morning to you, Kingsway Church. Good to be with you. I'm going to show you a few things, talk to you about a story from Gospel of Luke. So I'm in the foyer. We have this interesting way of communicating here, and I'm going to show you some things here right off the bat. So we got our one-day VBS day coming up. It's August the 8th, and Julia Reniger has put this together. If you want to be a part of that, you can sign up here or contact her. And the other thing is we got the Rick and Tina Frick are putting together a fishing trip for kids, and the details are right here, but they've done a lot of work putting this together. From what I understand, you're guaranteed to catch a fish if you go on that. So also, we have done 3 weeks of teaching on prayer, and so the next 3 weeks is working, meaning we're going to be putting into practice the things we've been talking about, because we don't want to just put information in our heads and be like, okay, great, I know how to pray. So this coming Sunday, do not come to church for Sunday school, at least not at the normal time. So by 9:30 a.m., be in Kenmore, okay? So be out in Kenmore, prayer walking or praying in front of other churches, the businesses, the neighborhoods, and we're going to pray from 9:30 to 10. How? With your spouse, with whomever, but you're out there praying. We're not necessarily going to group up and get a big plan together. The plan is you guys go out individually and in twos. I think couples pray from 9:30 to 10. Again, prayer walk, pray for other churches, pray for the community, pray for the neighborhoods, pray against the wickedness that's in Kenmore, and then come back here to the church by 10 a.m. or 10:10 a.m., and then we're going to talk about what we just did. So Mike Blankenship will be kind of coordinating that. So, yeah. Now, one thing I want to show you real quick. This is quite interesting what's happening right here. So, all right. Hey, guys. Look up here and say hi. Hi. Okay. So we've got folks here that are working, and looks like Miss Nancy Pritt. Nancy, if a stranger were to come in here and say, what are you doing? What would you say to them?
Oh, we're making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the Free Store up in Kenmore on 17th Street. They give them out Tuesdays and Saturdays with a food bag.
Perfect. All right.
Perfect?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, guys. You're going to be famous. They are working hard. They do this often, but they're just really killing it. They're it's an assembly machine, conveyor belt. The other thing is, I told you we were replacing the AC unit last week, and I want to show you we did. This sucker's kind of loud, but it works well. It's even got an app. And anyway, there we go. This is the new AC unit. You can tell it's a little bit smaller than the previous one, which was quite old. And so anyway, now our sanctuary is going to be a little cooler. But now heading back, I want to talk to you about a passage that I was thinking of in Luke's gospel. This is Luke chapter 17. And it's one of those stories you learned about when you were a kid. It's about the 10 lepers. So let me read this to you. And I'll make a couple comments about it. So this is Luke chapter 17, verses 11 to 19. Now it says, on the way to Jerusalem, he was passing along between Samaria and Galilee. So Jesus is journeying south to Jerusalem. And as he entered a village, he was met by 10 lepers. Now, you know, a leper is someone who has leprosy. It's a skin disease. It eats away at your skin. They stood at a distance and lifted up their voices, saying, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. When he saw them, he said to them, go and show yourselves to the priests. And as they went, they were cleansed. It's a miracle. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. And he fell on his face at Jesus' feet, giving him thanks. Now he was a Samaritan. A Samaritan is not a purebred Jew and would have been viewed as less than. Then Jesus answered, "Were not 10 cleansed? Where are the 9? Was no one found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner?" And he said to him, "Rise and go your way. Your faith has made you well." So one of the practices that I practice when I'm reading the scriptures is I try to put myself in the place of the audience or the person who's being spoken to or about, and not in like, if I'm reading about the children of Israel coming out of Israel and they're in the desert and they're wandering, and I read about how they're complaining, I try not to put myself with Moses. Like, I'd have been with Moses. I'd have been right up there and telling them not to complain, and I'd have been, praying and all of that, and all of the Old Testament stories, these giants of faith, and then you've got people who are struggling. And then here, for example, you've got 10 who were healed of leprosy, and only 1 came back to say thank you. Now, if you and I were to think through this just at a casual level, I would think, of course, if I had a disease, terminal, and Jesus just came along and healed me, I would say thank you. I would be his follower for the rest of my life. I mean, I would be sold out to him, lock, stock, and barrel. But 9 of them didn't think to put the dots together and say, man, something just happened. He healed me. And it's rather strange, isn't it? Because wouldn't you think all of them would come and say thank you? Their lives have been changed, have been healed. I think it was Winston Churchill said something to the effect of, most men who stumble over the truth get up, shake themselves off, and keep going. Meaning those 9, something dramatic happened, and they didn't even say thank you. The reason I think this is such a good passage is I think God is so good to us in so many ways and so often, and the weight of his goodness is way more than the circumstances that plague us and the situations that are nagging at us. And it's gratitude. It's the gratitude that pushes back against cynicism and a victim mindset that says, woe is me, the whole world's coming against me, I can't seem to catch a break. And I get it. We've all been there. But it's a very telling story, isn't it? And the last detail that I'll point out is that the guy was a Samaritan, so it almost implies the other 9 were not. Maybe they were, I don't know. But lepers hung out together, and it was less of an ethnicity thing as it was, hey, we got to stick together, we got this terminal skin disease, we're not wanted in society. But that was a very telling thing too, more to the Jewish people, of like, hey, this foreigner gets it, and the rank and file doesn't seem to get it. But anyway, wanted to put that before you. Let's practice gratitude, and let's practice thanksgiving, and say no to the victim mentality and the woe is me, and celebrate the goodness of God that's at work in our lives. So, all right. Don't forget, next Sunday, if you got little kids, come drop them off, but then you go out in Kenmore and you pray from 9 to 10, or 9:30 to 10. And be back here by 10:10 a.m. at the latest. All right? Lord bless you and keep you. Lord make his face shine upon you, be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen. Bye.